Good morning, Tammy. Yep, daylight savings time bit me in the butt yesterday. I did not remember. And therefore, I was very confused when I woke up and it was 11:45, which was late regardless of what time quadrant or whatever we were in, but I was like 11:45. Turns out, hi Kelly. Good morning, everybody. It turns out that here's what I figured out so far. Keep the yarn tucked away, so all the yarn is tucked away. Um, and according to, I think it was the Humane Society, and this is the one that I believe, not because it's the Humane Society, but the digging at the sheets. I'm talking about Mr. Mustache right now, my cat. Digging at the sheets, not kneading. I know what kneading is, Kneading. And I know what that means. This is not kneading. This is digging with your claws at the sheets next to your mom every morning. This morning it was 5:55. Yesterday it was 7 on the dot. Day before that, I don't know, recently it was 4:30 in the morning. It's like not time to get up, but what the website suggested, which I believe, is that, excuse me, the cat would like me to get out of bed. So that's not happening at that hour of the morning. So I have learned, I suspected that if I shut the cat out of the bedroom, that he would tear the veneer off of the doors. It turns out he does not. I can shut the cat out of the bedroom and he doesn't make a sound. And the house seems to not have been destroyed and I can get more sleep. Hence waking up at 11:45 yesterday. Um, and then when I open the door, he's just standing there waiting for me like, oh, hi, time to get up. So keep the yarn covered up, boot the cat when we wake up too soon. So there we go. So I think we've reached détente for now. Tammy considers it a victory on her day off. It's your day off. Congratulations. Um, Technically, I have 6 days off if we talk about the working at the yarn shop. And I work at the yarn shop on Mondays for 5 hours, and then I'm like, oh, thank goodness I have 6 days off. And I go home for my 6-day weekend, except, I also have other jobs. I do editing and I teach and I, have a household and a cat. So like I have to put the garbage out today. So there's stuff to do. There's stuff to do on my 6 days off, like work, earn money and work and not earn money. Let's have some tea, shall we? So this is our plan for today. I have my tea, I have a bag to open for you or with you, and I have the Knitter's Oracle, whoops, it's upside down, cards to do later, and I have another bag to open. It's very exciting, a very exciting bag. This bag that you just got a glimpse of is more exciting. I have shown you this cut before. It cracks me up. The chance is 0. Good morning, Vicki. I feel like I need the tea. I've been super sleepy at night, like before I go to bed, just dozing off and yawning. Maybe because I'm getting too much sleep now. I don't know. Ooh, that was hot tea. I hope you're all well. It's Monday morning. If you've never seen me before, I'm Sarah Peasley Hand Knitter coming to you from the Sunrise Studio. It's, the sun must be up because it's light out, but it's gray. It's not really gray. It's kind of a off-white with some blue in it. And the whole world is off-white with some blue in it right now. The snow's coming down. It's very pretty, middle of March. I'm fine with that. I get to drive in it today, but that's fine. I don't think the snow. I don't think the snow's been plowed, but the vehicle I'm currently driving has four-wheel drive, all-wheel drive, one of those drives, and so plus I'm a good driver in the snow because I learned in the snow in Pittsburgh on hills, so I'm okay at that. I'm okay at that. Cat managed and vodka free. That's it, Kelly. Well, cat managed. I think Sarah's managed. Sarah's putting her yarn away, and Sarah's getting up out of bed and throwing the cat out. So that's managing the cat. Um, I think our partnership here, Mr. Mustache and I, is going to result in Sarah cleaning up a lot of things that should have been cleaned up a long time ago. So yay, but the vodka free is all me, and I'm very proud of that. But I still get cracked up. I have 2 mugs that crack me up. You haven't seen one of them yet. I'm saving it for, I don't know what I'm saving it for, but I'm saving it. So let's, because it cracks me up even more. It's very special. I have a bag. I know what's in the bag. I taught on Friday or Wednesday. Or let's go with Friday. On Friday, I was at Woven Art for the teaching. Oh, it was a clutch. Yeah, it was a standard or whatever. Yeah, there was a yeah, it was a stick shift in Pittsburgh on the hills in the winter. Yeah, yeah. Me too. So I can do that. My first Volvo, although it was my dad's. Hi. Did you want to come up and say hi? No. So I was at the shop on Friday. I think it was from 6 to 8. Was it from 3 to 5? They're different times each day, so I don't know. Hi. 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 Would you like to say hi to the people? Whoop, whoop. Hi, people. Very excited about saying hi to the people. And one of the other volunteer teachers there was Eunice, who may or may not say hi, not say hi, who may or may not watch this at some point. So hi, Eunice. He's purring. I have snot on my nose. I mean, on my my lip. So I hadn't seen Eunice in like a really long time. Oops. Hi. I hadn't seen Eunice in like a really long time. The last time I remember talking to her online, like through comments, she had made some gnomes, some little stuffed gnomes. Oh, now you know what's in the bag. Damn it. She had made some little things, decorations for the holiday season, and I had said, "Oh," and she was selling them. And I went, "I want one, but I can't come get it. She doesn't live in town here." And she said, "Okay, which one? And I'll save it for you." So when I saw her on Friday, like at least a year later, if not more, definitely at least a year later, she said a year and a half. I think it's been longer than that. I said, are you still holding the gnome for me? And she held up this bag. I'm like, yes. So it's Mr. Gnome. Hi. You can't have him. Oops, that's his butt. He's so cute. He's very simple. I mean, I don't know about his brains, but like it's just the gnome. He's got a little gray, and look, he's the same color. His beard is the same coloring as Mr. Mustache, who doesn't care about Mr. Gnome, so that's good. He's so cute. Oops, I liked it where it was. So this is from Eunice. Here's her information. Oh, I have to hold him up too. So you can see that. You can scan the QR code if you're reading this later. She has not, as she said, she's taken classes on welding. I'm going to say welding metalwork. So she's made like garden sculpture things. She's just doing all the things. She took lessons on sailing, like a boat, doing all the things. Oh, yes, for MSU knitting. Thank you. Just the right guy to have around. Mr. Gnome, the quiet one. Yes. So I have Mr. Gnome now, and now I can put him out. Mr. Mustache hasn't been chewing on anything. Asterisk. I mean, he puts the yarn when I knit or crochet, and it's actively going by his face, he puts his teeth on it, but he hasn't broken any, mostly because I've said you can't do that and taken it back. But like, even the one he strung out last week, he didn't chew it, he just played with it, which is not good for cats, I know. But he hasn't. Oh, he did chew the elastic off of both sides of my favorite mask, so that was sad. And I mean, I just have to put new elastic in. Not that big a deal, but now I have to. Now it goes in the pile. Oh, and as I say that, he's chewing on the handle of a paper bag. Okay, we'll just pretend I didn't talk about that. Doesn't hog the clicker. That's correct. I don't have a clicker because I don't have a television. But if I had a television, what are you doing? This is why we can't have nice things. Anyway, the other thing I wanted to open is very large. It's been around for at least 26 years, probably 31 years. And so back in the before times when I had Knitter's Choice here at my dining room table, you know, I needed to be able to walk around the table to help people. You're welcome to come back over here. Move that. Don't chew on that. Here's a bag. You can play with that bag. But the dining room became the depository, that's where we are, of things that I wanted to work on. So I've mentioned before that I have piles on my table. Now, right now I have a pile of cat. And it gets bad at times. And since the before times, in the during times, I have more piles, and I don't necessarily take care of all of them, but I've taken care of quite a few. And some of them have been here since the before times. So I'm going to open one of them that's been here for a really long time, and we're going to take care of it, or at least sort through it, which is the first step, right? So it's one of those super cool. Oh, it's not a bag from buying bedding, but it's a storage bag, you can see, that you buy to put things in. And what's in here, oh, look what's right on top. My children were born at Sparrow Hospital in 1996. So that's my first son, whose birthday is in, what's today? 3 days. I guess I should buy a card or something. This is a baby blanket from the hospital. This is another 2 baby blankets. These are, I mean, I'm not giving them up because they're just so pretty, but I need to figure out what to use them for. Now I've got the sniffles. So baby blankets. Ooh. Oh, I remember this one. Baby blanket. So they worked for both of my children. They would work for any children. Oh, so many little cotton ones. It's presumably cotton, probably not all cotton. I think I bought this one, and I think the rest were all gifts. So that's the little baby blankets. And then my then husband's step-grandmother made a lot of burp cloths. This is a plain white one that were perfect. Just throw them over your shoulder, hold the baby. If it's burping and if it spits up, you're covered, literally. See what I did there? So I have many of those. This one is stained, so that's kind of gross, but clean. Oh, so is that one. Holy cow. One of my children spit up more than the other because one of them was bottle fed and one of them was breastfed. I think the bottle fed one spit up a lot more. And I want to say the bottle fed stained more. Anyway, here's a cute one with a little print. So, and she'd sew these little decorative things with her sewing machine. So here's a baseball one because I had boys. Here's another stained one. And here's another pile of them because you never had enough. So I'm hanging on to those even though I'm not sure I'm ever going to have grandchildren, in which case they'll go to somebody else. But preferably, because these were made by a family member, I could give them to my then husband, but and now ex-husband, but I mean, he'd have the same grandchildren I would. Sorry, cracked myself up. Choked myself up. Okay, so those are going in a pile. We're going to hang on to those. I mean, yes, they could all become rags for washing, but A, I don't wash, and B, no, they're burp cloths. And then this would be the mat that goes under the bed, so when the bed gets wet upon, the mattress is protected. Maybe I should just use that for me. Hasn't happened yet. But all the dreams involve looking for the bathroom. And then I have some baby blankets. This one was made by somebody. I don't remember who. It may be written down somewhere. This one is crocheted. It's very fancy. Oh, here, I have the thing working today, so let's use that. It's very fancy, quite pretty. So it's got some clusters, and then the clusters are bordered with, wow, those are tiny stitches, with tiny stitches, and then slip stitched together, I'm going to say. So pretty. And gender neutral because, oh my goodness, sniffy today. This one I made, it's so pale you can't even see. Oh, yes, you can. It's like pale purples and blues. And it's got like a shell pattern. I'll hold it up for the big camera. There, isn't that pretty? So I know that I made that one. I have no recollection of it. It's got a pretty little scalloped border. So it's got little garter stitch and some lace. There's another, this is not the first blanket I made. This might be what's the lump in there? It's just the way it's folded. This might be one that I made for my second son, because the one I made for my first son is peach and is upstairs in my bedroom. So this will have to go upstairs in my bedroom too. I don't specifically remember. This one was a gift. This one is knit. It's got a pretty chevron pattern. Let's move the tea. Wouldn't that be funny? No, if I spilled the tea on the white baby blanket. It's very, very, oh my gosh, it's very delicate. Very thin, like fine yarn. That must have been fun to make. I don't think that was me. Pretty sure that wasn't me. And then this one was me. I have no recollection except that I remember it. And it looks like maybe I shouldn't have washed it in the washing machine. Oh, it looks fine on the camera though. And that has a garter stitch border on the top and bottom. It's on the side. Garter stitch on the side as well. So done in one piece. That's very pretty. I know I made it, but I have no recollection of when, or I may have been keeping notes. Oh, we're askew. Whoop. Sorry, Mr. Gnome. Wow, this one was woven. This would have been from my Aunt Jo because she was the weaver in the family. Whoops, I was already on the hands camera. This would be from my Aunt Jo, so I should send a picture of that to her children, her daughter, my cousin, who has already had children and has already had grandchildren. I could send it back to the family. Wow. So she was weaving. This was her. I don't know who Dune's Cooking is, but I don't speak Spanish. Hi, Nicole. So that was a woven one. I had a yellow one at some point. Maybe it was green. This is a green crocheted one, which is very simple, and but this is a good heavy one. So this would be a good weighted one on the baby. And then the bag is empty. I guess I shouldn't throw it on the floor. I might need to put some back. So I have the baby blankets. This one is the baby blankets and the bibs. The drool bibs, that's what they're called. This one I should put on top. So we're going to put them back in bowl. Oh, I'm going to sneeze. Sorry. Yeah. Okay, let's put them back in bowl. Put that one on top. Ah, I thought I had a yellow one. I don't see the yellow one. Might be somewhere else. This stays out. Those are baby blankets. So, I might just keep them in this thing, and we'll call it the hope chest. Hoping for grandchildren. Although if I never have grandchildren, then I'm never a grandmother. So I can stay young that way. And we'll zip it away from the cat. There we go. Thank you for going through that bag with me. I like Mondays to be for starting things, like starting to go through my piles. Okay. There's at least 2 more. Maybe I'll do one each week. There's 2 more. One has shoes and one has things I knit that my children never wore because I'll show you those. Or maybe they did once. Let's do our oracle reading, shall we? So over the weekend, I went to, okay, back up. There's a dance studio in town in Okemos or East Lansing, I don't know, one of those places, called The Studio. And there was a production put on by the studio by students and volunteers of Madeline, which I don't know the story of Madeline. I thought she was the one in the big building, but that in fact is Eloise. Tammy says, sorry, that's not Tammy, that's Kelly. Keep them for grandchildren. Our kids are having babies later than we did. Well, I just had my oldest son and his beautiful girlfriend tell me that they weren't going to have kids. So maybe they'll change their mind, but I do have one more son. Okay, how many times did I just shuffle? I wish I had Kleenex. I have a drool bib. I could blow my nose in that. Talking. So I went to see it with my friend's family, and it was so good. It was a ballet. Did I mention that? It was a ballet, and it was so good. It was like not a recital. It was like a production. It was not like, and it was so good. And I didn't know any of the Madeline stories. There would be a narrator, who I think was my friend Danielle, and then Danielle was the adult woman dancer. Okay, you heard once. I know I've done it at least twice, so I'll do it one more time. It'll be an extra good one an extra good reading today because who knows how many. Yeah, it was really good. It was just really good. And the kids, I was there with an 8-year-old and a 7-year-old and a 5.5-year-old, and they were really, really like perfect. They were perfect. They went potty during intermission, went right back to their seats. It was just really good. And it was in the Hannah Community Center, which I haven't really been in. I don't live in East Lansing. I mean, I guess I'm allowed to use it even if I don't live there, but it was a really nice facility. Nice theater, auditorium thing. Anywho, so it was fun. And the reason I'm telling you that is that Danielle, my friend who works at Seams, who was in the production, she played 3 or 4 roles. One of them was as a fortune teller, and she had cards. And she watches my... but I did twice. Okay, well, that's been 2 times. I know she likes my oracle readings on Monday mornings. So I was like, hey, you were inspired by me, weren't you? She says, oh, definitely channeling you. Okay, we're going to cut. Where should I cut? Top, middle, or bottom? You tell me. We'll just sit here and look pretty. Should I cut it toward the top, the middle, or the bottom? I was always doing the middle, and we were often getting the same cards, and I have no idea why that would work out that way. Sometimes Danielle is here. That's correct. I should see her at work. She works Mondays at the fabric store. I'm waiting. Oh, I know there's a lag, so I have to wait for the lag. I don't know why there's a lag, so I can beat myself if I swear when I'd like to apologize for last Monday. There was a lot of F-bombing going on. So I'm sorry. What do you mean doesn't cut naturally? I have to cut the deck. Should I cut it toward the top or toward the middle or toward the bottom? That's my question. Because it influences which cards are on top. The snow is really pretty. Oh, you can see it in the thing. There's snow. It occurred to me today that maybe I should face into the house so that you can see the outside, the sunrise. And then the sun wouldn't be in my eyes, but it might be in your eyes. Excuse me. Mr. Gnome wants to know where to cut the cards. Anybody gonna tell me where to cut the cards? Oh, wait. I love Mr. Gnome. Oh my goodness. All right. I have cut the cards. Thank you, Dawn. I think it was toward the bottom. I just shoved with my finger and then that was where it was. All right, let's do it, shall we? You guys. The needles. Okay, this is our main subject. They're straight needles. These happen to be straight needles. They have the top that's similar to the clover needles. They appear to be bamboo or wood. And the needles are the beginning of the project, and they're also the tool of the project. But you can't knit without needles. That's not true. You can do finger knitting and arm knitting, but you need the needles. You have to put the yarn on the needles, so the needles come first, and then you put the yarn on the needles. I don't care when you picked out the yarn or how long you've had it, but first you put your Slipknot really comes first. But we're going with the needles always come first. Here's the next one. The first stitch. Oh my gosh. Well, then that comes next. I like this. The needles come first, and then the first stitch comes next. So we are off and running on our new project. So already I'm thinking you have to take the first step. You have to have your tools in place, and then you have to take the first step. Here's Mr. Mustache. And then there's the moth, whose name might be Mr. Mustache, who comes and rips a hole in your project. The moth is, is seen as Hi. He doesn't smell like anything, but he smells so good. I don't know what that means. I love to stick a machine uses hooks, but that's different. That is different. Thank you for coming up with the other ideas, though. You're like the other side of my brain that's actually thinking, hey, ow, I'm not doing a belly rub, but I'm having my hand put on his belly and then chomped on. It's like self-imposed. Okay, so the needles are gathering the tools. The first stitch is taking the first step, and the moth is um, things that can try to hamper you. So my reading today is that we need to have the tools for the job. So first we gather the tools, then we have to take that first step, which is hard. Sometimes that's the hardest one, and there will be things to try to stop us along the way. This cracks me up because it looks like it has, oh, you can't see it. It looks like it has a scar on its one wing. Gets a beaten up moth. So, for example, since I have the vodka cup today, I decided I needed to stop drinking. The tools were books and groups and online thingies, meetings. The first stitch was to admit there was a problem. And the moth, those are all the triggers along the way. That's where I'm going because for some reason I pulled out the vodka cup today. And I also had the opposite of the moth. I had friends who helped me along the way too. But, so that was, I went over there. Let's see what their, hello Stashy. He's being such a cutie because I was trash talking him. Let's see. The needles. Can you read the needles? It's 32. So it's on a different page. That's the 20s. 32. The needles. Something necessary. The missing piece. The key. A revelation. A liberation. Freedom. Freedom. Something necessary. The missing piece. Yeah, if you can't find your needles. The key. A revelation. A revelation. A liberation. See? From substance use disorder. Freedom. Oh, there's more. Something that opens a new door and clears a new path. There you go. And then we're going to have the first stitch, which is number 3. That's an early one. The first stitch. You helping? New endeavors, new beginnings, potential, fresh start, inexperience. Also a literal voyage, travel, adventure, exploration. The first stitch. New endeavors, new beginnings, potential, fresh start, inexperience. No, I jumped. No, that is it. Inexperience. Also, a literal voyage, travel, adventure. Okay, all done now. A literal voyage, travel, adventure. Oh, nice. No! My gnome. Can't have nice things. Exploration. Okay, and then the moth, 36. That is the very last card. The moth, suffering, pain, despair, loss, hardship, a burden to bear. I'm going with that's the reason that I picked the vodka mug today. It's not my anniversary. Mr. Stash is one handsome boy. He is adorable. I'll just let you stare at his back and the moth. And my anniversary, my soberversary is the 3rd of every month. So I just mark it in my head. It's on my calendar and off I go. August 3rd will be 2 years. So I'm past 1.5 years. And quite proud of myself. Okay, so that's it for today. Let's come back to me. I don't have beautiful fur. I have different fur. Thank you for being here. I like that we had needles and then the first kitty butt. Yeah, he's got a very cute butt. He's very fuzzy. He's like plush. He doesn't need to be brushed. It's not wiry. He's just like a stuffed animal that, shreds your sheets. Thank you. I am very proud. I don't know why it's in my head today. My meetings are on Wednesdays. This is Monday, and my anniversaries are on the 3rd, and this is the I forget again, 13th. So thank you, Tammy. Thank you, Dawn, and thank you, everybody. I am going to go and start my day. Well, no, you've helped me do that already. I'm going to go continue starting my day. Somebody has to take a shower, and it's not Mr. Mustache. He just heaved a big sigh, like, oh, thank God. I will see you next time. Thanks for being here.